Hello everyone, welcome back to another vlog. It's the 19th Sunday. I actually just finished my previous vlog. Now I'm in the mood to vlog, so I'm like, okay, let's start a new one. Because my last vlog, I just had so many days where I was like, I just don't want to. I want to finish my Oslo sweater. I feel like it's been on the needles for so long and I just want to get it done. I'm still in the body. I have about another 2 inches I think that I would like to do before I start the ribbing. So I did put in a progress keeper right here. I'm gonna measure from this to 2 inches and then I will start the ribbing. Probably I will try it on again, but then I'm gonna start the ribbing. Hopefully get the body done. Probably not today, that's a lot of knitting, but maybe tomorrow and then start the sleeves. I just would love to get this off the needles. I just feel like it's time. This vlog doesn't end until this sweater is finished. How about that? Okay, let's do it. I'm gonna go edit my last podcast episode. Let's go start knitting. The sun is really coming through the window right now, so sorry, I might be a little overexposed, but like the sun, there's clouds, so it kind of keeps like going in and out. We're just gonna leave it like that. It's Monday, it's 10 o'clock in the morning. I want to update you on my knitting because I did get the 2 inches on my Oslo that I wanted. I'm going to try this on today and just double check that it's the length that I want, and then I will start the ribbing. But yesterday I also watched episodes 3 and 4 of Bridgerton season 3 while I worked on my Regency romance. Oh my god, it looks so good in the viewfinder. I feel like every time I'm like looking at color work like in person and I'm like, yeah, that looks pretty nice, and then in the viewfinder I'm like, because it's like, I don't know, it's just like from further away I feel like you can see the motifs better, so it's just like, oh my gosh, I feel like there's mohair on my nose and I don't like it. I finished the fan, like these little fans, yesterday, and then yesterday I was working a little bit on my sock as well here and there, and I also worked on it a little bit this morning. So we're getting pretty far on the leg. I think I have, let's see, I have less than 20 rounds left on the leg. I've started reading this book, A Dawn of Onyx by Kate Golden. So far really enjoying this. I kept like, yes, I'm just about to start chapter 5, and like last night started it and kept being like, okay, just like finish this chapter, then I'm gonna go to bed. But then I just like kept reading. So I mean, I didn't stay up that late to keep reading, but I like chapter 3. I was like, okay, like gonna go to bed. But then I finished chapter 3 and then I was like, no, I want to do chapter 4 too. So it's definitely captured my attention. I'm intrigued. I want to continue reading. So anyways, my camera's about to die, so this seems like a great time to shut up and go do some knitting after I try on my Oslo sweater and make sure it's the right size. I will check in with you later. did not realize it was that late. I've mostly been knitting on my Cumulus tee this morning, and then I went and I ran some errands, and it's just been a rainy day all day, gray, and it's pouring out, and I kind of love it because I know I'm gonna miss the rain when it's really hot out. I wanted to show you where I'm at with my Oslo. Oh, I'll do it this way. We'll do it upside down. It's easier. So I don't know how much this is, maybe an inch of ribbing done that I did yesterday. Here's that. We'll probably pick this up back up tomorrow because I want to work on my Fiola today. I don't think, if you watched my last podcast, I think this is maybe I've done like a few rows since the podcast, but we're still not very far. Like, this is not very far. So I just started watching 911 because I don't know. I feel like I have no shows to watch, and it just popped up and I was like, why not? So I'm gonna do that and just knit, and then I might break it up with watching some podcast episodes because I'm pretty behind on so many different podcasts. So a lot of people subscribed to my channel today, like more than have ever subscribed in one day before. And that's pretty cool. So I just wanted to say thank you to those of you who have subscribed, whether it was recently or a while ago. I appreciate you, and it's fun. It looks like we have some new people here, so thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. I just appreciate that I'm able to share things that I love with people that also love them, and we're gonna hang out and all that. So yeah, I'm so excited. Sorry, I'm gonna go work on this, let my dog in because I think she's whining at me. So we're gonna curl up on the couch, watch some TV, and knit on this. It's 12:01. This morning I just had a really slow morning. I was knitting a little bit on my Oslo, so I still have like an inch and a half, I think, of ribbing to do. So I'm not trying to get that done today. I'm just like, I don't know. I'm gonna try to get it done today and then maybe knit on something else because yeah, I want to finish the body today, but I don't think I can do an inch and a half of ribbing plus a bind off. I'm probably gonna do tubular bind off. I think the pattern calls for a tubular bind off, but I'm either gonna do that or an Italian bind off, and that's gonna take me a while. So I don't really know when I'll get that done, but I don't know. I was working on a little bit this morning. Then I decided to do a little bit of writing. So I got like 30-ish minutes of writing in. So I wrote 565 words this morning, and I heard some advice that I've heard before. Like, this is not new advice. Well, two sets of advice for writing. One is that your first draft is just you telling yourself the story, so getting bogged down in the prose not being good enough, or as you're writing you're like, oh, this is sounding like terrible, right? But like, that's not the point of the first draft. The first draft is not supposed to be that good. It's just supposed to be you getting the ideas down onto paper, metaphorically speaking, because I'm not actually writing on paper, but just getting your ideas down, getting them out of your brain and in somewhere else so that you know, you can tell yourself a story. And then that's what revising is for, is to make it sound good, to make it beautiful, to do all those little things. And I just hearing someone kind of saying like, that's where the growth is. Like, you as a writer, your skill as a writer grows when you're revising. If you can't get your first draft finished and you never get to the revising process, you can't really grow as a writer. And I think to an extent that's true. I don't think it's 100% true. I think you can still grow just writing first drafts, but at some point you will kind of peak in that regard, I think. And a lot of the growth in terms of just better prose writing and working out your writing style and things like that, that happens during the revising process. And that's what I'm trying to remember, because I've been really hard on myself the past few days when it's come to writing. I've just been really down on myself, because I really want to send my friends like the first few chapters of Project Canopies and kind of just make sure that there's no obvious plot holes, there's no parts that are like obviously missing. Like, maybe as I am reading through these chapters, because I know the story and I know what I want to have happen, like, I might not catch that I left out certain very important information, and by having someone else's eyes on it, they'll be able to be like, I don't understand, like, this thing that these characters are referring to, like, what is that? I've, you know, like, that's something that hasn't been explained. And I'll be like, oh my gosh, that's because it's in my head, but I never wrote it. So just getting someone else's eyes on my story, basically beta reading or maybe alpha reading my story, so that I can kind of just work out any huge major issues earlier. But I was like rereading through these chapters and I'm like, oh my god, these are so bad. Like, then I'm like, I don't want to like send these to anybody because they're just not good enough. This is where I'm like, I wish I had a critique partner, and I'm putting that out into the universe, that I will find a critique partner at some point that I get along with really well, and we have a similar, you know, taste in what we read and stuff, so we can help each other with our writing in that regards. But yeah, I guess like I've just been really hard on myself. So that piece of advice really helped, because it's like, I just gotta get through the first draft, and even if it's not very good, like, because that's not the point of the first draft. I'm literally just telling myself the story. But anyways, I'm getting off topic. But the second piece of advice, again, which is, these are both things that I have heard before, it was just a nice reminder. But the second piece of advice that I've heard recently was someone just saying that they kind of just write the dialogue first, and they don't really get too tied up in essentially like the stage directions for the characters. So like describing what the characters are doing as they're talking. I think you can only do so much if you're doing dialogue first, because there's some scenes where there's not going to be as much dialogue, and you need to, in order to move the plot along, like, you need actions to happen instead of dialogue. I think in that regard, it's kind of like, it can only get you so far in a draft, but it is good for just like keeping the ideas kind of flowing and keeping the writing flowing, so you don't get bogged down in like, okay, well, what should I have this character do? And I think something that I've been noticing in my writing recently is that as I'm having characters talking to one another, I'm constantly describing where their eyes are looking, and almost to a point where I'm like, I think this is too much. Like, this is way, way too much. Like, oh wow. Sorry, I'm always like looking out the window and seeing like these birds just out there doing like bird things, and just being like, wow, nature. It's like, girl. You've seen birds before, it's not that exciting, but it kind of is. Anyways, sorry, let me fix, I was getting really washed out. But yeah, I'm just getting really bogged down in describing what my characters are doing as they're talking. And so I think that was really good advice that I needed to hear, again, to just kind of focus on the dialogue and just focus on, like, we don't need to describe things, we don't need to be, you know, because I'm telling myself the story, and there's that telling, you know, telling versus showing. At some point, I think I will have the skill to, as I'm telling myself the story, I'm actually going to transition at some point into showing myself the story. But right now, I'm just telling myself the story, which means that a lot of the writing is going to be expository, and that's okay, because that's what you fix later on in drafts. Basically, all that to say is I really just need to finish this draft by any means necessary, in any way that I can. Just telling myself to just tell myself the story, or to just focus on the dialogue for a little bit. So I'm working on a scene. It's in chapter 7. I'm not quite done with it yet, but I think I'm wrapping it up soon. Then I have in my manuscript, I have 22,370 words written, but I do have up to chapter 11 kind of like I'm working on chapter 7 right now, but I do have some scenes written in chapter 8, 9, 10, and 11. So yeah, I need to rewrite chapter 8. I need to probably rewrite chapter 9 because I kind of stole those from my draft 0 basically. And then I need to write chapter 10. So I have one scene in chapter 10. It has like one sentence in there so far. And then I have chapter 11, which has 2 scenes, and I think I need to rewrite both of those as well. So I want to try to like power through. I want to finish chapter 7 today, which probably would just be another sprint or so, another 30 minutes or so. So those are my goals today. Finish chapter 7 and finish the ribbing on the Oslo sweater. And then before I end this little chatty segment here, I do want to show you how far I got on my Fiola yesterday. So I was like hoping I could like split for sleeves, but like that obviously did not happen though. So we're still not very far. However, it is growing. I think it's coming along really well. Look at that lace. Oh goodness. So good. Okay, if I do say so myself. And I finished my first ball of yarn for this project, so. Good morning. I feel like I'm always sitting right here. I apologize if it's boring, but it is 10:30. It's Thursday, May 23rd. The reason I turned the camera on was because this morning I finished the ribbing. So we're finally at the length it's supposed to be. This is like so long. I feel like normally I don't knit things as long as the pattern states. This one I actually knit it, I think like almost a ½ inch longer on accident. Not the ribbing, but like the body. So anyways, I'm gonna do the bind off today. That's my goal for today, is to do the bind off. And I also would like to do some more writing today. Yesterday, I did do another writing sprint. I don't know if I ever updated you on it, and I can't remember how many words I got. I mean, it definitely was over 1,000 words for the whole day, so that was good. I felt like I definitely was not focusing too much on anything but just getting out what's happening. Like it was just dialogue, actions being taken, like like just trying to get things out. So I'm gonna focus on doing that again today. I'm hoping, I hope I could get like 2,000 words today. I want a day where I just get a lot of words in. I also have some other things I need to do. I need to do laundry. I need to do like a lot of laundry, unfortunately. I gotta put in a load of laundry first, then refill my coffee, then we'll do maybe a 20-minute writing session. That's the plan. I'm gonna go do that. I finished the body. This is it. I did my bind off. I gotta even these ends where I changed yarns, but there is. Neckline is really tight, and I don't know if it's how I sewed it down or what, but it's a bit tight. I'm sure it'll stretch out though with wear. I have to say, I don't love how long it takes me, but the Italian bind off, or like the tubular bind off, it's really meditative. I feel like it's just, I don't know, I do actually kind of enjoy it. It's just, I do wish it didn't take quite as long. Like it took me quite a few episodes of the show that I was watching in order to get done with it, but that's okay. It's 8 o'clock. but I got nowhere near close to the word count that I wanted to get to today. So I might try to do another writing sprint or two, trying to decide if I want to do that before I take my shower, because once I take my shower I'm probably gonna get really tired. So maybe I'll do a writing sprint now and then shower, and we'll see how I feel. But my new goal for writing today is to get 1,000 words, just 1,000. So, but yeah, and then tomorrow I think I want to work my Fiola again. So probably this is as far as we'll get on the Oslo for the next day or so. One of these days, we're gonna sit here and the background is gonna be organized and clean, and you're gonna be like, wow. It's 10:34. I'm so just out of it today. The luteal phase is hitting me hard this time. Last half of it is usually when I start to really get like tired and low energy, but I'm in the first half of it right now and I'm also feeling very low energy and tired. I just don't want to do anything today. So I'm gonna honor that. I'm not gonna push myself. I'm hoping if I just take it easy today, that tomorrow won't be so bad. But yeah, I'm just like, the only thing that sounds like what I want to do today is just knit. I just want to knit. I might read a little bit too. I haven't really been reading the past few days. This last part of my menstrual cycle, my moon cycle, I just feel like I just get so low energy, and sometimes I just lose all interest in things, and I don't know if it's my cycle or if it's actually that I don't have interest. The coffee hasn't really sunk in today, so I'm sorry if I'm not really making sense. It's my second cup of coffee and it's not doing anything to help me right now. But anyways, I've started my sleeve on my Oslo. I don't have very much time left on my memory card as well. So yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and keep working on this. Like I said, very low energy today, so I think I'm just gonna knit and kind of just do whatever else floats my boat. I did write over 1,000 words yesterday, which is kind of my goal that I had, that I sort of, you know, it was 2,000 and then I lowered it to 1,000. But I did get that 1,000 words in, which was nice. I said I wanted to work on my Fiola today, but honestly, I'm just really feeling the sleeve today. I really am just feeling like working on the sleeve. So I'm just gonna see how far I get on it. And yeah, so cool. I will check in with you later. Making very slow progress on my sleeve, slowly but surely. I'm in my room, my bedroom. I don't think I've vlogged in here before. I'm not sure about the yellow walls. So I have been reading. So I was watching a reading vlog from Mel Reads. I really enjoy her channel. I was watching that while doing a bit of knitting, and then I decided, of course, I want to read. So I made some progress on this book. I'm getting close to the end. I think I updated my page number on Goodreads and it said I was 70% of the way through. I have about a little over 90 pages to read. I'm definitely gonna try to finish this book today, but I think I'm gonna take a little bit of a break. I think I'm gonna watch a couple of YouTube channels. I'm gonna watch a couple of YouTube videos. Ignore my hair. I oiled it last night and then it's up in a crazy bun today. Oh, sorry, I hit the camera. It's Saturday, May 25th. It is almost 11 o'clock, so sorry, I know you guys can barely see that. Almost 11 o'clock. I've got my second cup of coffee I'm working on. And I just wrote for 20 minutes and I got 711 words. 711. And we are over in draft 1. Just crossed over to the 25K mark in the manuscript. So I'm on chapter 10. I'm writing, so in this scene that I'm writing, my main character has kind of just gotten some bad news, basically, and her friend and her sister are trying to kind of like console her, and then they realize, like, they have this other epiphany where they're like, oh shit, this could be a lot worse than we think it is. So my main character is like not having a good time right now, but they're putting a plan into place, kind of. The seeds, they're sprinkling some seeds in for this plan that they're going to enact later on in a few chapters from now, probably. Like chapter 11 is a flashback scene from the love interest perspective. One of the scenes is important because it's kind of the love interest's like origin story, I guess. Like, and then the next scene is him meeting some of the other characters that are really important in the book, and not the main character and her friends, but like his friends, and then they, like, it's also the origin story kind of their band. So like how they meet and everything. It's important, but I need to rewrite it because I want a little bit more tension, and I don't know, I might kind of move these scenes around later, and so I kind of just want to like think on them a little bit more, on what I actually need these scenes to do. I need to finish the scene I was working on in chapter 10. I kind of just looked at it again and I realized that I didn't actually finish it. So I'm not really sure how to conclude this scene though. I'm not really sure, but we'll figure it out. I kind of want to take a break and work on my Oslo sweater for a little bit. I feel like I can finish the sleeve today, but I kind of want to work on some of my other knitting, but I'm like, I don't want this vlog to be that long, and it's already probably really, really long, so I just need to like finish it. I can show you my Oslo because that's kind of the main star of the vlog. This is where we're at on the sleeve. I still got a few more inches to go before I start the ribbing, but I finished all the decreases. So I'm knitting on magic loop because last time I tried to knit sleeves on short needles, I couldn't do it. So like it hurt my wrists, and then we had wrist pain for a while, so I'm not gonna do that anymore. It's actually like so much later in the day than it's 2:45. It's really cold today, like I'm getting cold. I wanna curl up either on this couch or in my bed with like maybe my Never sweater and just be nice and warm, and maybe do some knitting. I finished the book that I was reading. I don't know if I told you that. I finished The Dawn of Onyx. I'll talk about it in an upcoming video, but it was okay. So now I'm reading Heat of the Everflame by Penn Cole, which is the third book in the Kindred's Curse saga. Good morning. So today's Thursday, May 30th. It is 10:30. I haven't vlogged in a few days. I can't remember what my last update was. Still working on my Oslo. I took a couple days break from this project to work on my Fiola because I need to take a picture and like post that to Instagram while the knit along is still actually going, because I just keep forgetting. But the sleeve is done, one sleeve is done, and then yesterday after I finished splitting for sleeves on my Fiola, I picked up stitches for the second sleeve. That went a lot better than picking them up the first time around. The pattern tells you to pick up 2 stitches for every 3 rows, basically. I found that that didn't quite work. So on the second sleeve, ouch, my stitch marker, a little light bulb stitch marker just stabbed me. It's all good. I would do 2 stitches for every 3 rows, but then every so often I would throw in like 3 stitches for every 3 rows, and that was pretty much perfect. So one of my sleeves, I don't know, I think it'll be fine. I think it'll kind of block out. I don't think it was terribly off, but I didn't pick up the stitches as evenly as I could have, like around the armhole, whereas this one is a lot better. So my point of coming on here was to show you that I've started the second sleeve and I am feeling ambitious today. So I want to try my best to finish the sleeve minus the ribbing, because the ribbing is quite long, as you can tell. But I'm like, I feel like I could finish the sleeve today. Is that too ambitious? I don't know, but I want to try. Hey guys, excuse this situation. I spent some time outside today and I got burned on literally right there, but you know what? It's just a natural blush. So it is the next day since the last update. It is Friday, May 31st. It's 7:17 in the evening. This is where I'm at with the sleeve. I just finished the decreases. So now I did, oh my gosh, where did it go? For my first sleeve, I kind of, after the decreases were done, I just kind of marked off every 10 rows so I could easily count, so that for my second sleeve, I don't have to measure. I just knit it the same amount of rows. Is what it's looking like. Is that, can you even see? Probably not. I spend the rest of the evening knitting on this sleeve and hopefully I can finish today. Hopefully I can finish tomorrow. Remember how yesterday I was like, I'm gonna finish like all the sleeve up until the ribbing? Yeah, that didn't happen. I think I got like halfway through yesterday, and then today I've done the other half of the decreases. So now we have less stitches on the needles, so I'm just going to keep going with it. So it might be a few more days until this is done, but I don't know how much I will film just because I feel like this vlog is already so long, so I might just come back to you when it's done. I hope that that is okay, but I just feel like this vlog is already so long. So maybe the next clip we will have a finished Oslo sweater.
This is a song that I wrote about falling too fast, but I wouldn't know anything about that.
I don't wanna lose my grounding, so you catch me not responding. And I press my lips together so you don't find any answer.